Okay, welcome back, folks. Connecting dots here. I'm having this short hangout this evening because I was sent an email. Informed that Dana's out there spreading my name on YouTube. You know, doesn't surprise me. This is the level that we're dealing with here. That's why I call them the debateless coward. And tonight's video, again, if you're a regular listener, you're probably not going to be interested. I've already been over this a couple of times in the past. So obviously I'm not making this video for you. I'm making it for Dana's viewers who are now bombarding my videos with thumbs down, which is, you know what? I don't care, folks. At least you're watching. I like that. So you're going to learn something, even if you don't like me. So the debateless coward, tonight's topic, the reactors 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's the GE Mark I nuclear reactor. It's, what can I say? It's something he does not want to tell his people because I think either A, like I said, this is part of this New World Order agenda on YouTube, is to throw out a lot of BS, bullshit and lies. So you'll have a certain group that'll be telling you this, and another group, they're telling you the same story, except they're telling you another part that's a little different, you know, and they're conflicting. So, for example, Dana is featured on the Jeff Rense show, and on the Jeff Rense show, well, they don't, you know, like Dana will never speak about the reactors because that's one of the topics over at the Jeff Rense show that they believe the spent fuel pools were still on top of the buildings, and the fuel rods are going to be unloaded. They've already unloaded 4, and now we're going to progress on down the line here. And they cannot speak about that. You know, they'll talk about other kinds of stuff, that the Pacific Ocean is dead. And yeah. Oh, by the way, it's still on topic here. So the Fukushima frauds, I've had people telling me I'm a liar. I've never been in contact with the family. I'm not sure what to do here. If I should make more videos on it. I have the emails that were sent to me from Jeff. I have the emails that were sent to me from Jeff's brother. When Jeff fell into the hospital, when he found out that he'd been scammed out of his money, he ended up in the hospital for a couple of months. And I was in contact with his brother back then, whose name happens to be Kevin. I have those emails. I after Jeff took his life, I have emails that I've shared. Not all of them. I can't share all the content, but I shared the most important part, which is what Mary's speaking about, that the thieves contributed to his death. I hope you understand that. This is very important. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to reach out one more time, and I doubt it'll go through, but I'm telling you right now, this is what the plan is, because so many people are out there calling me a liar. I'm going to, and I deleted your comments, because this is one thing. You could call me a liar. What are you new around here? What's going on? Long story short, I've got the proof. I don't say stuff unless I don't have the proof, and I do have the proof in this case, and I'm going to ask Mary if she's willing to come on a live show. I doubt very much she will. Like I said, we're speaking about the death of her son here after he'd been defrauded by the Fukushima frauds. And I'm not sure. I'm going to try. So we'll see what goes down there. But I'm going to deal with tonight the Fukushima fraud Dana Durnford. And I heard Miss Milky, the scamming clown, was in there, same as scamming Thomas Ackermann, and they're all speaking about me. Can't even say my name right. What's going on, Dana? What's wrong with you people? It's Louis the Lover. Louis the Lover. Get it through your head. I can't believe it. Maybe he doesn't want to say what my name is. I mean, who cares what my name is? I'm not out here for names. I'm sure as hell not going to show my face, but I'm going to show you just how stupid this Dana is, and it's sad here. So I'm gonna, if you have any comments while this is broadcasting live, I'll come back to them later on. I want to go jump right in here to what Dana is promoting, and it's 2 videos in a row, by the way. So he has his May 12th one where he spoke about these reactors, and just unbelievable. He just streamed this live 8 hours ago. I'm so shocked. I'm not sure if he wants me to make a video so he can get a bit of publicity. So anyone who happens to come across my videos wants to go over and check out his crap, which, by the way, you can go ahead. That's why I don't mind showing this stuff, because it's pure crap. I debunk it all the time. That's why tonight's topic, the Fukushima reactors, 1, 2, 3, 4, I can say 5, 6, because it's the GE Mark 1. They're all the same reactors. So those of you that are new here, you'll get to learn the way I do it, compare it to Dana and his BS, and you'll also find, this is what's good about this topic, is that I actually asked Dana to come and debate me over these reactors, his lies that he's promoting in these latest videos. I asked him back in 2014, 2015 it was, Dana, I'll bet you $3,000. $1,000 per reactor, because he was saying all 3 of them were blown off. All the fuel pools all blown up. And I'm not going to repeat everything he says in this video, because you know how he is. He'll absolutely have my channel taken down. This is what happened with Thomas Ackermann. None of these people want to debate. You understand? This is a very important point that I don't mind repeating time and time again. They are all cowards. Scamming, debateless cowards. Someone keeps saying in my videos, you're going to get charged with defamation. You'd think, eh? You'd think. Yeah. I keep waiting. They're not going to charge me. Why do you think? Because any judge in his right mind would listen to the garbage that comes out of these people mouths and then listen to the stuff that I'm going to be presenting, and any smart individual can say, okay, yeah, can you believe it? These people are actually on YouTube saying this crap? Yeah, Your Honor, that's what's going down. Can you believe it? Unbelievable. So I can't even play it here, but I'll show you. It shows up. It starts up at 3:32, where he gets into these reactors, and he's basically saying that what you're seeing at the top is the roof. I kid you not, folks. I can't believe it. I'm like, really? Really, Dana? Okay. You're telling me that the spent fuel pools, Dana, are sitting on top of the Mark 1 GE reactors out in the open. What, does it turn into a duck pond? Like, what the hell are you saying, buddy? Are you for real? You people that love these Dana videos, I hope you got enough common sense at this point. You're saying, oh, geez, oh, yeah, okay, you're right. And by the way, I try not to come back in a harsh way when you folks say this garbage about me in my comment sections, but it's very tough. So if you don't believe me, at least don't start calling me a bunch of names, okay? Because then I just got to delete your comments and ban you. It's that simple. And I'll tell you straight up, I've said this before, at some point, if you stick around and you keep listening to my stuff and watching my videos, you'll say, okay, yeah, he's right, son of a beehive. I got taken. Because I just got another guy who just left that in my last couple of videos. He says, you know what? I used to believe Dana, and go read his comment. You can see it. It's right on my Connecting Dots 2 YouTube channel. I nailed a couple of good ones here. First of all, the debateless coward. And then I did the radiation dead whale story. And the other one was the Pacific blob, the salmon population. What can I say, folks? I can't go over all my material every single video, but please don't come out and say crap about me, because at some point you're going to wake up and you're going to realize, oh, geez, I've been listening to the wrong person all along. I'm like, well, I'm sorry, but this is what happens on YouTube. And I'll tell you right now, since you're new around here, just look down the lineup. I've been making videos on Fukushima since day one. Did you get that? A beautiful girl by Dana just showed up. It was about 2 years ago. Fukushima was in 2011. We're 2016 at this point. I've uploaded, I don't know, thousands. I don't know how many videos. So long story short, you'll never see my Connecting Dots 2. This is what I was going to get in here. Okay, folks, that was the point that was going down here. You'll see all the fraudsters down here. Okay. Weeping Willow too made a video about me, calling me a stalker. Really, Weeping Willow? Like I said you got to use my name in the topic, the title of your videos, because it's about the only way anyone's going to watch your garbage. So essentially, Dana is back out here again, and he's saying that the the duck ponds, the General Electric Mark One nuclear reactor duck ponds are out in the open. I'm like, oh man. Okay, so this is so easy to debunk, and like I said, I'm not going to go over it. These videos are lined up right where he starts spewing out this garbage. So on this video here of May 12th, it's at 3 minutes and 30 seconds. And where's that other one? This one here, Shocking Scientists, which is the 8 hours ago at 3:32, almost the exact same time. I can't believe it. So long story short, this is so easy to debunk that anyone can do this, by the way. You like, if you don't watch my videos, at least just do one simple thing. Here we go. I got a bunch of pages lined up, but if you don't want to listen to my whole video because you can't stand my voice or whatever the heck it is, I don't care. I just want you to get informed, and I don't want you to get scammed. I don't want you to, money to people that are ripping you off. So you can do a GE Mark I General Electric. There you go. GE Mark I reactor. Boom, you've got it. So essentially, that's what's at the Fukushima nuclear Daiichi site, and the duck ponds are not exposed. They're actually not the top. Okay, they are the top floor, because the fourth and fifth, there's nothing. They're the side walls where this crane runs back and forth. But essentially, in a nutshell, I mean, I don't even need to go any further at this point, because there's a diagram right here that shows you essentially the same what Dane is showing in his video, except they've taken off the fourth and fifth floor. And here's the cap. I mean, everything's there, and there's the duck pond. Well, it's not a duck pond, obviously. Okay, so the guy is absolutely bullshitting to people. I don't know what to say. This is sad that here we are, 2016. I still got to bring truth to YouTube. I mean, you think we'd be an army of truthers? Instead, they're an army of scammers and liars. Have you not realized that? Like, even like the Alex Jones, Dabu. How many of their bullshit fear-mongering stuff have not panned out by now? I keep waiting for when am I going to die from Ebola? I mean, we're supposed to die from Ebola, and then there was that 2015 where the U.S. Army was moving around with the microwave weapons that are going to be used on us. Oh, Jesus! And then he covered his ass like, I never really said that. I never said that. Oh, yeah, you did. You scared the bejesus out of everybody, Dabu. So essentially, the duck ponds, the spent fuel pools are. Yeah, they're not exposed like Dana wants his followers to fall for, essentially. Okay, they're sitting in a pool. Is it 10 to 12 feet deep? I mean, no, it's not a duck pond, and it's not exposed. And it's just sad that I still have to make these videos. And now you understand why he would not accept my $3,000 debate, my offer, right? So again, down below, Mark I containment. This is a Mark I nuclear reactor, the spent fuel pool right here. You can see it. The fourth and fifth floor, the fourth and fifth here were just walls. This is what I've been telling everyone all along, that there were no floors here. It was a crane that ran back and forth. So, and that's what lifted up these fuel pools. And the same thing in his video, he mentions about the cap. And if you go look at that, in this video, I'm going to just turn this off. I mean, honestly, I can't even believe I have to go over this, because there we go. I was actually lining up. This is part of tonight's video. I was lining this up to show, like, I've been at this for a while, and my videos are all lined up in Fukushima days. So, ask Dana about Strontium 90. In fact, if you're a listener of Dana, why don't you ask him, say, hey, Dana, so you actually spent 260 days on the ocean, right? By the way, I live right on Vancouver Island, right near, and he actually came to my hometown. He tried to say that the scientists were seeding the ocean. I kid you not, everyone we were just laughing in the comments back then. I'm like, really? The scientists are what? Going down in scuba gear and seeding the ocean? Okay, so essentially, I guess the radiation that that's coming in so strong in the Strait of Juan Fuca that he claims it was bypassing the port or the harbor, I guess. And anyways, ask Dana, say, Dana, you've been out in the ocean here for 260 days. I heard. How many samples, how many marine samples did you take during this whole, expedition for life? Because that's essentially what he was calling it, right? An expedition for life. Anyways, I'd be interested to hear what the feedback is, because we've been asking them for a long time. So, Dana, you call yourself the nuclear proctologist. I'm telling you, folks, this is where is a YouTube channel, Beautiful Girl by Dana. Again, this is the difference between my video and their videos. I'm so confident about the information that I provide that I reach out to the victims. I make videos about the scammers and actually show the scammers who I'm speaking about, because I'm so confident that whole defamation stuff, I'm like, yeah, bring it on. Bring it on. It's not going to happen, okay? These people are frauds. They know they're frauds. They're all part of this big connection that I've been making here on my YouTube channel. You can see it on the right-hand side. It's called Fraud and Disinformation. It's basically your Freemason Illuminati club here on YouTube, okay? In a nutshell, yeah, that's essentially what's going on here. So the fraudsters and scammers, they all hang out together, they all promote each other, and you'll often see their videos all lined up together, especially when they're on the same topic, okay? This is a very well-known fact on YouTube. I've been out here since 2009. I'm not a fresh, I'm not a newbie. I've been making videos since 2009, okay? Just to let you know. Even though this YouTube channel was opened up just a couple of days before, I'm so lucky. This was my backup channel, folks. My original channel was Connecting Dots 1. And a couple of days before the Fukushima meltdown went down, I happened to open up a backup channel, because it was one of the things back then that people were talking about YouTube being part of the New World Order, and they were going to take out truthers. So they were warning everyone to, get yourself a backup. So here I am here, February 28th, 2011. I got myself a backup. And you know what? They were absolutely correct. In spring of 2012, YouTube found a way, after a couple of copyrights, boom, 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 3 of them in a row, my YouTube channel was terminated. So I was lucky here. I started back up with only 800 subscribers. There's a whole lot of you that appreciate this information. So let's continue on here, because I wasn't going to jump right in it, but seriously, I mean, this is so this is so easy that well, you can understand why he would not want to debate me, right? Number one, he'd lose at $3,000. And by the way, if you're saying, well, that's not very nice of you, you're betting money. Well, actually, I took the $3,000 bet off. Okay, afterwards, I said, Dana, forget the $3,000. Just come on out and debate me live on the reactor fuel pools, and I'll educate you, and I won't make fun of you and stuff. I just want you to promote the truth. If you're going to be out on YouTube, I want you to promote the truth. Well, of course, there's been no truth. It's been lie, lie, lie. And this latest lie is about the reactor. So the fuel pools, I'm going to go over this again. Like I said, if you're a regular watcher, you're not even interested. You're out of here. I totally get it. Okay. Totally get it. You're probably not even here at this point listening to me. But anyone who's new, I'm going to kind of go back in time here so we can look at the situation and you can understand what's going on from just like common sense. Okay, common sense. That's what I'm all about. Common sense and truth. Okay, so essentially the reactor, well, we all know it's number 4. If not, well, whatever, it's one of the reactors. Like I said, they are all General Electric Mark 1, so it doesn't matter which one I point at, they're all the same structure. Okay, so essentially, again, they're spraying water into where? Yeah, the duck pond. The ducks were complaining. So they had to bring in the pumper, and yeah, people were saying, but they had no electricity. Yeah, you're right, they had no electricity, but guess what? It doesn't need electricity. So you understand how I just debunked them there too? Okay, good, because this is one of the things that people can't understand. They had no power. It was knocked down. The tsunami knocked down the power. And I said, they don't need power. They just needed that pumper. So the pumpers were brought in right away. Toot sweet. They knew that they were in trouble here. So it doesn't matter. There was an explosion, and is it Fukushima everywhere? Well, ask Dana to take a sample. Like I said, I did a cross-Canada tour in 2011 and left the island of Victoria, Vancouver Island here. In June of 2011, I traveled back and forth, and I came back in September. And during that course, during that time period, I probably took somewhere about, I never counted, but I would guess roughly anywhere from about 100, 150 to 200 samples, maybe a little more. I'm not quite sure, to be honest with you. I did a lot of sampling. I was essentially chasing fallout, and I bought not one, but 2 Geiger counters. So, and I didn't call myself the nuclear proctologist. I was just connecting the dots here and trying to show people that, hey, we've got a fallout. We've got an explosion at Fukushima, and this is just like a, ash essentially from a volcano. It can travel a long distance. It goes up into the stratosphere, and a jet stream carries it over. And I happen to live right here on the West Coast on Vancouver Island. I was extremely concerned, and that's why I decided, you know what, since the authorities here, Health Canada in Canada, decided to take down 5 Geiger counters that we had on tops of buildings here in the city of Vancouver right as the explosion occurred. That's right, they blew up, and the 5 Geiger counters that were on top of buildings were turned off, and we had no readings for 10 days. And the sons of bitches, sorry, I don't mean to speak like that, but seriously, they killed, I don't know how many people, okay, with this whole, I know that the infant mortality death rate here in the province of British Columbia spiked by 62% in the next 3 months after Fukushima. And I'm sure that all has to do with the fact that the alarm was taken away from the citizens, and it was moved away from the coast. The 5 Geiger counters were turned on 10 days later in the city of Kelowna, which is way down in the depth, and I don't know how many mountain chains. I have to, I was having a conversation today with someone, and I mentioned something that I've spoken about with other friends, and I keep wondering, like if you're an Illuminati, you're a Freemason, and you're scamming people, and maybe even you've killed people, whatever the case is, I keep wondering, like, are you guys not intelligent enough to understand, like, you guys can't run away from this crap either? You guys understand, like, even the burning of and polluting and everything that goes on, that you guys are going to suck it up. And if it's not you, it's going to be your descendants. So unless you're dumb enough not to care about your gene pool, and you're willing to just, gamble it in on this one ride, I mean, your life, your one ride, like, honestly, guys and gals, because the Illuminati have a whole bunch of girls involved in this, even on YouTube. I really can't understand how you folks can live with yourselves. I don't understand it. Do you not care about your own offspring? Do you not care about their offspring? Are you guys and gals all single? Are you all into devil worshiping, and that means you're willing to kill yourself off and kill off your future generation? Like, honestly, I can't understand it. So anyways, I'm sorry I kind of went off here, but this is one of the things I can't understand. I can understand why Dana and them are frauding. It's money, but I'm also looking at it from the perspective of Health Canada here, how they took down the 5 Geiger counters, our first line of defense. Like, there's somebody here that's in charge, and it's not one person. It's a bunch of people that took this decision, okay? And I know from covering these stories that we had the same thing in the United States. There was, 14,000 deaths related in the United States in the next 3 months after Fukushima. Okay, so yes, we've all saw the buildings. We saw 4 and 5. I'm going to go to the part where they start tearing down the structure, because this is part of the stuff that he doesn't seem to understand, how this was all done. So Dana thinks that there were all like, he thinks there were homeless people, but there's actually jumpers here. These guys, and I had one of them send me email back then in 2011, and he shared with me the email, and he was being offered $5,000 US per day 5,000 US per day to go to Fukushima and help with the disaster. This is right after it melted down, okay? Right after the explosions. He said, no, I'm not going. I'm like, I don't blame you. However, they did have crews over there, and I've made videos about that. There was 3 contracting companies that each had hundreds of employees, and eventually they dwindled down. There was only 1 contracting company, and yes, in the end, they went out and grabbed, people that were homeless. They offered them jobs here. That's right. But they weren't dealing with the nuclear mess that's going on here. And even when they were doing this whole initial cleanup, there were no humans up here while this debris is being lifted up. Even the cranes, there was nobody in sight. The guys were sitting off-site in these shielded mobile trailers. And I'm not going to get into that part. I've made videos about this, like I've said in the past. I'm just going to deal specifically with the spent fuel pools and the fact that Dana can't understand how the GE Mark I nuclear reactor is built in such a way that there is no ducky ponds. There's not going to be a duck pond. Sorry, Dana. I can't believe the guy says this stuff. So essentially, they picked up all of this, and there was you can see the green bins in the background. Okay, this is, like I said, there's no humans loading up the debris here. Okay, even this crane on the side, no human in this. These were all operated off-site. Okay. And let's see here. I'm looking for another one that might be interesting. Okay, so there we see the pumper again, and there you can see the number 4, right? Now let's go to, here we go. All right, so at this point, you can see the ducky pond nice and clear. Dana, are you watching? He's like, shh, don't tell them that. Well, sorry, Dana. Yeah, they want to hear some truth. And so essentially, yes, spent fuel pools. Yeah. Sad, eh? Like I said, full of BS here on YouTube. And same with the structure here. This is why the building was obviously in, it just suffered a blast. They did not want to put those big green heavy cranes I just showed you a minute ago. These ones, they did not want them running back and forth. They had to take all the weight they could off the top of this building because obviously, as you can see here, it was blown out. Not the pools, still water in the pools. And yes, we have pictures from that from the very beginning. As I said, Dana won't show you this stuff. So let's go grab some fuel pools pictures when they first arrived on site. So here we go. This is before they even put the tarp over it. As you may have noticed here down below, they had a tarp over it later on. I'll show this one anyways, and I'll also show this one. And oh yeah, here's a beauty. Like I said, this is the stuff that Dana does not want to show his people. So I'll get back to that structure in a second here. Let's go straight to, okay, so this one is the coup de grace. Oh, no doubt. Essentially, as you can see here, that big crane that they're using to remove the fuel it's massive. Look at, there's a staircase running up the side of it. This is not light. Okay, folks, it's extremely heavy. It had like a big, huge chunk of metal here between the 4th and 5th floor where this thing slid back and forth. So they could not have this back on these blown up buildings. Okay, they're going to, this process that you saw over at 4, it's most likely going to repeat again over at 3. Absolutely, because look at the shape of reactor 3. They cannot have these. Okay, they can't. The 3 is already cleaned up, in fact. Okay, so essentially, there's a crane again here. This is after the blast. And let's look for another one. There you can see 3. Well, the whole damn floors, they just crashed upon it. You know, it's just really rough shape. Okay, so here's another one. He's saying they all blew up and there's nothing left. Somebody was in there. They were taking pictures, Dana. Protecting the pool. All right, so and this one here, you can see a little later on here where they have the shield plating. Okay, lead boardwalk. Again, pictures that Dana does not want to show you. So essentially, because these buildings were so impacted with the blast, they removed the lids off the reactors here. Again, that's another picture he probably doesn't want his followers to see, but yeah, they removed that. They had to, like I said, they had to take all the weight off, everything they could. And I'm just looking for a picture. Okay, so this is the part where Dana's telling his people that they can't be inside because the inside is blown up. I'm like, oh boy. Yeah, so here's the ducky pond here in the background. And the building, that the structure they had to add to number 4 to help it defuel it was this large structure here. And this structure here, take notice of the thick gray casing, okay? Because essentially what you see on the outside is what you're going to see on the inside, okay? It's that simple, folks. This is not rocket scientists. It's just it needs someone to address it properly and share the information. So hopefully tonight this will be a big wake-up call for many of you that may have fallen for his BS. So these structures are so big. You can see the doorway down here, just to give you an idea. Okay, so you walked inside, there's staircases all the way up. And eventually it was looking like this, okay, when they started putting the siding on. Let's see if I can get a better picture. Oh yeah, there's a nice one. Okay. So because the building was so impacted, and in fact, I'll show you in one of my pictures, Tepco had shown a big red line here to show us where there was a big crack in one of their, let me close this, in one of the images they had on number 4. And I'm just seeing here if maybe I could find it. Okay, Fukushima Reactor 4. There's going to be obviously a picture here at some point, similar to this, how they're showing how this was, you know, all blown out. So this is why they had to take the roofs off. Oh, there we go. Perfect. Exactly. This is exactly what I wanted. Like I said, this is the stuff that Dana doesn't want to show his viewers, because people would wake up and say, oh my God, what's wrong? What's wrong with this guy? So essentially, we had a big crack running all the way up the side of that reactor 4. The dotted line was obviously the top of the 3rd floor. As I said, the 4th and 5th, there was nothing there. There's the number 4 here, so you know it is reactor 4. And because they had a big crack and they're worried about the structure, they had to add this other structure I was just showing you a second ago, so they could run that big crane back and forth, okay? And down below here, there was the loading dock for the big transport bed where they were bringing in the spent fuel pools, okay? I'm not sure if you saw that video, but that's what that big gray tunnel is. It was bringing it to the end there and dropped the casket down on the trailer bed, and then it was moved, oddly enough, across the street. Yeah, across the street, there's what, 6,000 spent fuel pools in that one building? I'm not lying to you. This is how it works down there. So let's go back here and see if we can get you another picture on. Okay, here's the workers right on top. And you can see them in the picture here. Let me zoom in a little bit. There, you can probably see these two fellows right here. And there's the yellow cap right in the center here. Like I said, this is before they took down the 5th and the 4th floor, or the walls, I should say, because there are no floors up there. It was, like I said, the crane that went back and forth. So the size of these men here give you an idea the size of the structure. And like I said, there was a staircase going up the side of it. That's how you know how wide it is. You can see the staircase. All right, so another picture. Here we go again. So notice they're not carrying anything. This is all done by cranes, the whole entire process. There's a big steel railing here in between the 4th and 5th where the defueler ran, defueler crane. All right, so I think we got most of that under wraps, right? So the other thing I wanted to go over was the the tubular inside, the gray. That's right. So here's a picture of that casket there I was talking about. The spent fuel pools, not the pools, the rods were put in these caskets. Okay. And if you look in the background, you can probably see that gray tubing. Like I said, what you see on the outside is essentially what's going on the inside too, except at this part of the building, they added the outside covering, right? To cover these guys, to shield them. So yes, these are the same fuel pools. It's the same reactor 4. Nothing's changed. Just, here's the thing. We even have like 2 cameras on site while this whole process. So anyone, if Dana had been saying this back in the day when this process was taking place, I could have easily debunked them, because I could have just, hey folks, look we got a live shoot here. You can see the whole process, what's taking place. There's a camera there shooting right on site. Very sad. Okay, let's move along here. Again, you can notice in the pictures that same gray tubular square structure, right? So they gotta have that big crane on top. Okay. Now, even this structure here, you notice how this is gray? That's right, because it's attached to the other one. They couldn't afford here to mess up, so they relieved all the weight they could off the top of the reactors, because they knew that there was a potential of it caving in, and they don't want to risk that type of scenario. Do you blame them? Obviously not, right? So I'm just looking to see if I can get another picture, because this is something a lot of you are going to enjoy here, because Dana does not show these pictures at all. He doesn't want folks to know. It's that simple. So at this point here, the defueling is about to begin. You can still see them, the fuel rods down below here in these stacks, and the gray tubing on the side of it. If you take a notice of the floor, you can see the lead shielding. They had to shield everything here, like there's big explosion on site. So yeah, even up here you can see the lead shielding. Let's go in a little closer to see if I can get that zoomed right in, right? Because this picture is very clean. Okay, can you see that? All right, so I'm going to go to your comments. So if anyone has any comments, don't be shy. Louis the Lover's here for you. I'm just kidding. I can't believe he's out there saying my name. What a ding dong. I mean, like I said, he's a debateless coward. They are. All of them they are. And by the way, if you're wondering where Dana got my name, he got it from Thomas Ackermann. Thomas Ackermann attacked my Silver Gold Man YouTube channel last week and hit me with a copyright strike. And the only way for me to fight the copyright strike is to take Thomas Ackermann to court. So I have to give my name and my phone number. That's why Dana was able to call me and also knew my name. Okay, folks, just so you can understand what's going on here on YouTube. It's the land of fraud. They won't debate But as soon as they can get anything public of you, they're out there to try and shame you on your name and on your face. This is why they keep ridiculing me. You know what? Show your face. I don't need to show my face. People are out here watching my videos because of the information I provide. Okay? You know, I'm narrating the story here. Hopefully you can handle it. If not, then move along. You're not, you know, I'm not out here for make anyone's parade. It's my own parade. Okay, so it's the same thing with, is that number, which one is that? Okay, that was 4. Well, you can see the glowing of the, some of the fuel, right? As it was starting to heat up, and it was giving out a heat signature. They flew a drone on top of it. So yes, that was the beginning of the meltdown. Doesn't mean there was tons of radiation flying out at that point, just so you can understand, right? This isn't radiation coming out on the top of the roof. This is steam. Steam. Is there radiation in it? Probably. Is it a massive dose? Absolutely not. It's not. If the fuel pool had gone dry and there was nothing in there, heck yeah, because then I'd be showing you a whole bunch of burnt marks on top here. This would have burned up into a big fire. We'd have fire all over the place. All right, so I think I dealt with that one pretty well, eh, folks? I'll go to the comments, and if anyone has any questions, oh, here we go. When they're removing the dome, so proud of it, Hitachi, you know, and GE, General Electric. Yeah. Okay, so there's some more pictures here. I'm not sure if I should continue on with this. Here, yeah, an idea of the tubular structures, an idea of what the diagram, what they were going to do. So here's the diagram. Cover for fuel removal. Like I said, they put the siding up on for these guys. That's why you only see part of this great structure, and the rest of it is all, they put a siding on it, okay? And countermeasure to prevent rainwater from penetrating. Yeah, Dana, that's right. The ducky ponds aren't exposed, Dana. I can't believe it. Honestly, folks, anyone that falls for this stuff, I don't know what to say. You're going to really enjoy my Fukushima videos, and go watch my Strontium 90. Okay, folks. What else can I say? The juice of it here at Connecting Dots too. I kind of put it in the correct order of the way I think you should come across them. Is essentially down in the Fukushima day. So I tackle first Debateless, the coward here, so you can tie in some of his stuff and what he's done. I haven't even touched all of it. And then in the very next video, you get to see here, this was done back in 2014. I think it says a year ago, but this video, essentially, you'll find out how the Food and Drug Administration is lying about the testing. This is why, if you look at the top of my YouTube channel, and by the way, you don't have to donate, okay? People say you're pimping. I'm not pimping nothing. If I was pimping, I'd be out there all the time talking about this every damn time I make a video, and I don't. I'm mentioning this when I make the FDA video because it ties in. This is why I am doing this. I'm raising money to do testing. I want to buy a gamma spectrometer. I want to do my testing live like I did in 2011, where I filmed the testing, where I actually wiped down the surface, the clean surface on my windshield. No, there wasn't a bunch of road dirt. The clean surface, and I tested it live. I want to do the same thing. Now I want to do marine life. I want to do water. I need a gamma spectrometer. If you don't want to help out, no problem. Don't worry about it. The same thing in 2011, by the way, okay? I did not ask people to give me money. I came out instead and I said, hey, folks, I'm traveling back and forth here across Canada this summer. I'm leaving here in June, and I'm buying 2 Geiger counters, an analog one and a digital one, and I'm going to put a PayPal button. If you want to help out, that's great. If you can't afford it, don't bother sending me any money. I'm going to pay for this entire trip myself. That's what I said back then. So don't, if anyone's saying otherwise, ask them to come and debate me, because I've got a long reputation on YouTube of telling the truth, and that's exactly the way it went down. I went and bought myself 2 Geiger counters. I ended up receiving roughly about $1,775, or rounded off to let's say $2,000 if you want. I received, let's say, about $2,000. And if you think I made it back and forth across Canada for about 2.5 months on the road, taking hundreds of radiation samples, and 2,000 covered it, yeah, right. Give your head a shake. So you realize here, obviously, I fund the whole thing myself. So if you can't help out and you don't want to help out, don't worry about it. Hang tight though, because at some point I will. I'm just getting back on my feet after breaking my neck in 2011. I'm back here. I'm healed up. Watch out, and I'll be buying this thing. So you'll see some live testing. This is what people want. They want results. They want the truth, and you're not going to get it from the Food and Drug Administration. This is why I made the video. So again, you don't want to listen to me now. Go listen to this one here. It's only a 15-minute video, and you'll totally understand why you're being screwed, chewed, and barbecued. Okay, got it? Yes, I swore. Screwed, chewed, and barbecued. Your government is lying to you. My government screwed us up here in Canada. Your government, USA, is screwing you over with your seafood. Wake up, people. Go watch the video. You'll soon find out how they are lying about the food. They're frauds. Every damn independent test that we've done, that I've covered in my Fukushima Day video since 2011, every single independent testing. Do you understand? This is extremely important. This is why I want to do the testing, because I am an independent. No sponsors here. One man, I do it all myself. Every independent testing we had on seafood showed there was traces of Fukushima, not in every sample, but there were traces. How come in every government testing in Canada and USA, not just Canada, not just USA, both of them, both countries, every time their governments did a test, they could not find Fukushima radiation? Can you call bullshit? Can you spell bullshit? Because I know they're full of bullshit, okay? That's why people say, you're going to hit defamation. Bring it on. I'll take it to court unless the judge is sold out, which is a good chance here. We are dealing with the Illuminati. There is fraud here. We are talking about killers. We are talking about people that are out here on YouTube that are defrauding you. But the other gang, the ones that are with the FDA, this is much deeper down that rabbit hole, folks, okay? Flat out lying. And the FDA video is where you're going to get the gist of it. The same thing with, the salmon depopulation and the Pacific blob. If you don't know about these two topics, and same thing with the whales dying, you're going to have to get informed. And I'm sorry to say, but I'm the only guy on YouTube that makes these common sense videos. I've been doing it since 2009, and then I enjoy it. This is my, I'm not out doing drugs, and I'm not out rock and rolling, and I don't have a wife that's telling me to do this and do that. Oh, sorry. I'm just kidding. Okay, ladies. I'm just kidding. Yes, get him out there. He needs to do something. And essentially, my free time, my passion, and I said this before, my biggest thing is for my kids. For having screwed up my 20s and 30s because of my past, I'm trying to give back here. I'm trying to, this is why I was saying earlier on, I can't understand if you're a Freemason, the Illuminati, how can you not have a heart? How can you not care? I can't understand it. Because even the badass that I was, and I'm not even getting into what I did, like I said, the stuff that I've done, I'd be in jail right now, folks. Okay? I'm not going to lie to you. I got a whole shitload of guilt that I got to live with, okay? And all I know is ever since I've cleaned up my shit show and I woke up in 2007 to what was going on, I've decided that's it. I'm going to try and bring some truth here. I'm going to try and have a little bit of an impact, I'm not going to be a Gandhi, obviously, but someone's got to pick up the microphone. Someone's got to make some videos, and voila, I'm doing it. So I hope you appreciate the information. And will we have a chance at beating the Freemasons, the Illuminati? Well, I think we do. I think we do, but it's a long road. Obviously, they control our governments. The thing is, that group is getting smaller itself. It's losing control on so many ends here. I mean, I can't even get into all of it here. Just some of the conversations I've had in the last little while. It's just it's going to be a long haul, okay? It's not going to be done overnight, okay? It's like I said, over on my YouTube channel, this is why I have this piled up here, so you can understand how they all tie in. RT News here, the Young Turks Democracy Now, so you can understand how this group, how it's all about controlling information. Essentially, what you ran away from on your TV screen because you knew it was controlled. Well, guess what? They got their other shady characters here on YouTube that essentially do the same bullshit. Okay? It's the same thing. It's lies and fraud and deception. And people say, well, no, he told me the truth. I know he was. You know what? I'm not going to disagree with you. I'm not going to tell you that everything that you heard from these people has been 100% lies. That's not what I'm going to say. But what I will tell you is that underneath all of them, there are lies on various topics. There is fraud. There is scamming. There is promoting of other liars. That's why I nicknamed it the circle jerk of corruption, because it became very aware. I became very aware of it since being out here since 2009, how these people are all interconnected. Because I'm making videos on various topics, it's just become, I don't know what to say. It stands out more and more all the time. You know, people say Dutch Sense. Who's he? Well, oddly enough, as I said, I went back and forth in 2011 in Canada doing my fallout. As I said, I was chasing storms because I knew that the Fukushima radiation was not down on the ground. It was up in the atmosphere. And therefore, when it rained, yeah, nuclear fallout. That's why I found it, three times, well, 4 times actually, because I found it up further up in Edmonton, but I never uploaded that video, unfortunately. But essentially 3 times that those of you got to see high levels on my Geiger counters. And oddly enough, in the USA, well, we had someone who came right out from the beginning asking for donations. Okay, that's the difference between now. I said, I'm doing all my own cash. There's a donation button if you want to help out. That's great. If you can't, don't worry about it. I'm going anyways. Okay. Dutch Sense, on the other hand, he's like, hey, I want to go back and forth here across to the West Coast from Illinois. I'm looking for some donations. I want to buy some gamma. Sorry. He bought cheap, used, old, antique Geiger counters. I'm not saying they're junk, but very old, abused, junk in my books. Compared to what I did my tour with, I had about $4,000 worth of radiation reading equipment. I have a probe alone, a military probe on my Ludlam 3A that's worth about $300. Dutch Sense, all of his Geiger counters were worth about maybe $600, maybe $800. Long story short, we were saying, Dutch, if you're going to do this tour, stop taking atmospheric testing. Fukushima is like Mount St. Helen. It's spewed up in the air. And it's going to come down when it rains. Apart from where the ash originally falls down, it's going to come down in the rain after that. There's going to be particles. Yeah, we're talking about radioactive particles, invisible. It's not like ash. So the best way to find it is to do the fallout way, and that's every time it rains, it's going to pour a little nuclear rain, unfortunately. And like I said, in 2011, that's why I was able to find it. And that's why Dutch Sense never found it a single time, because he checked atmospheric, on the air, on the ground. And by the way, when we left comments telling Dutch, you need to chase the rain, you need to go after the rain, guy, he ended up banning and deleting their comments. Like I said, folks, you need to get the big picture on this one and get a full view of the corruption and how they're all interconnected. And I think it's only by watching my videos that you're going to essentially get a little bit of more of a real sense of how things are working out there, especially on the topics that I enjoy. I'm not going to tell you that I'm here at Mr. Know-It-All and I cover all topics. Heck no. Heck no. So I'm going to go to the comments, and I'm going to leave you with probably a link down below in the tab of this video in case you're watching this after the live hangout. And if you want to see some more information on the reactor fuel pool here, as you can see in the title, and Strontium 90, well, you'll get an idea why I'm trying to raise the funds for the gamma spectrometer. Again, if you can't afford it, don't send me a penny, please. I don't want to hear you. I sent the money, and I don't want to hear. If you got no money, don't send me a penny. I'm going to do this thing on my own, please. I don't want to hear you people complain. Seriously, and I know you're all full of shit, by the way, okay? Because I don't get no $10 donations. I mean, there's one a poor gentleman, you know, and so sad. He'd been taken to the cleaners by his wife. He says, she took everything. I can't believe it. The judge gave her everything, and I'm like, hey, guy, you know what? This is what happens in Canada. I hate to say it, but men are shit on in court, especially in my province. If you got a child and you go to court against your ex, I mean, men were, you know, dressing up in Superman suits and Spider-Man suits and hanging off damn buildings and putting posters up there to try and get the media's attention to the problem that existed in my province in Canada. Just to give you an idea just how bad it was. I'm not sure if it's still to that depth, but I've been told it's not much better. We have a problem here. So if you want to know about the Strontium 90 and a little bit more about it, I'll leave a link down below on this, and hopefully that'll help you. Okay, so I'm going to close it up here with your comments. Sorry, something distracted me there, and that's why I got no comments. Okay. Well, thanks for viewing. I can see there's people out there watching anyway, so hopefully you folks have enjoyed the information and have yourself a great weekend. Talk to you later.